Hi, I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies, and today we want to look at the Truglo Lockfire arrow rest. It's new from Truglo, and it's a drop away arrow rest, and it performs very much like the popular QAD HDX. This is a plastic surround body, so what I want to do is I want to look at it, and the bow I'm going to look at it with is the PSE Xpedite, one of the fastest bows made. So we're going to start off, we're going to shoot this bow through the chronograph without a drop away, with a biscuit rest, and then we're going to fit a drop away, the Lockfire to it, and shoot it through the chronograph and check the speed. One of my viewers said the drop aways are much quicker. I think it's going to be the same. So I'm interested to see what the results are. Now the arrows we're shooting, these are the Gold Tip Velocity Pros. I use this arrow for the same test. These are 330 grains. The bow's set at 60 pounds and it's 29 inches. So we're going to fit the Lockfire arrow rest to this bow. Now, I was really impressed with the speed of this bow. Like one of the fastest bows I've shot, and it doesn't feel like it. Now it's interesting, I've had 3 people test this bow, 3 customers. The first person who tested it is a customer who comes in literally all the time to my store, and he shot this bow and goes, "Stephen, that bow is so good. I want to buy one. I've got to get it passed through my wife first." But he said that's so good. Now he owns a Bowtech 360, which is a fast bow. He said, "I really like this bow." Anyway, funny story. He comes in my shop this week, and he says, with his release, so he comes in, he says, "Stephen, I really want to try the new PSE React." I said to the customer, I was about to say his name, I said, "You've already tried it?" He goes, "Have I?" I said, "Yeah, you tried it 2 weeks ago." He goes, "What did I think of it?" I said, "You thought it was really good." He goes, "Oh, really?" I said, "You can try it again if you want." Now it comes locked in a little package. And he goes, "Oh no, I believe you." He said, "What did I think of it?" I said, "You're thinking about whether you want the Evolve or this, but you preferred this." He goes, "No, that sounds like me." And I said, "Well, since you're here," I said, "you might as well try a different bow." He said, "No, I really wanted to try that one, but I believe you." He goes, "That's right." He said, "I was saving up for it." Yes, I said, "That's it. You're waiting for your tax check." Anyway, I said, "Have a shot with a target bow." So he shot the new Perform X, and he's more of a hunter. He goes, "That is the most impressive target bow I've ever shot." He said, "I've shot he shot some new models." He said, "That's the best." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "You can come and shoot next week and it'll be new to you." He was like, "Okay." Anyway, he went off. The next guy comes in, shoots this bow, and he's got a full throttle, a PSE full throttle. And he's got a PSE full throttle, and he said, "Stephen, I want to try the new Xpedite." So I set it up for him. He goes, "Stephen, that is the bow of my dreams." He goes, "I love the full throttle. I've had the full throttle for years." He said, "This is like a full throttle, but better." So he ordered it. Exact same color as this, the charcoal. He said he loved it. 2 weeks later, he rang up and changed to a camo. That's all right. Both bows are coming. So this is how the arrow rest comes. So it locks in place very much like the QAD. So it just locks in place. Now the problem is, with the QAD, you can click this button that falls away. Now you can't, well, I suppose you can press it down like that, I suppose, if you want it to fall. But this one, you kind of pull on this tag and it should drop away. So that's what we're going to try and set up. Now the bar itself, you've got, I say micro adjustment. You can slide it up or down, left and right. There's no micro adjustment on the side. Apparently you can adjust the speed setting, how fast it drops away on the side here. There's micro adjustment just there on the side, but we're not going to do that because I just don't see the need. Now the kit itself comes with instructions, but we don't read that because I'm a boy. Comes with some different colors because everyone likes to color coordinate their bows. It comes with an Allen key, a bolt, some little silencer things, little rubber things to fit over the arms to make the arms quiet. Now these arms are plastic. I don't think fitting shrink wrap to those arms is going to make it much quieter, but you can fit them if you like. So now the price point on this, it's cheaper than the QAD HDX. So it's priced in Australian dollars, I think $120. The HDX in Australian dollars is, $185. Right. So we're just going to bolt this on the bow. Now this bow, the Xpedite PSE, 5.5 inch brace height. So this arrow rest is really, really close. The cables are really close to the rest. So we're just going to lock that in place. Now on the rest, you'll see there's got some little screws on the side there and there, so you can lock it in place to stop it coming loose. I'm just going to jump around here. You can see the gap between the string and the rest. To me, that's more than enough. That's not going to come through and hit. I'm pretty happy with that. Comes with a little clamp on the side, and we're going to bolt that onto the bow. Now, when I first got this bow, I shot it in the shooting range. I did a video on it, and I said, wow, this bow's really impressive as far as speed's concerned. Now with the drop away arrow rest, you want the cable that's moving downwards, this to be attached to that. So when I look at this, it's that cable there, because it's going to track on the cam. So you need a little Phillips head screwdriver. Anyway, so go back to my story. So I'm trying this bow on the shooting range. Now, a worker in my shop, whose name will remain anonymous, he does have a bit of an accent, and since I only have one other male worker at the moment sort of in my shop, he goes, oh, can I have a shot? I said, yeah, sure. Do you want to shoot the back tension? I said, you don't want to try your thumb release aid with it? No, I can shoot back tension. Now, my back tension release aid's hot, right? And he hasn't shot back tension for a while. And you know where this is going. So anyway, so he starts drawing back the bow with my back tension release aid, and about 5 to 10 inches into the draw cycle, the back tension release aid goes off. Because with a back tension release aid, you've got to point at the thing at the target, otherwise she's going off. Well, she went off all right. And I don't know why I'm laughing, but she goes off, and the bow, he kind of gets a bit of a shock, and the process of getting a shock, he drops the bow. So the brand new Xpedite, 1 day old, is dropped on my concrete floor and it bounces. So which is cool, like, you know, that's fine. These things happen. I'm just trying to get this cable on. And I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm doing the wrong way because I didn't realise it's just a really tight cable system. Anyway, so the bow drops on the ground and the bottom cam gets a little bit damaged, which I'll show you. Like, it's perfectly fine to shoot. And then he proceeds to go get his thumb releaser and shoot it, and he really liked it. Now the fourth person who came in to shoot this bow comes from Northern Territory. Oh, from WA, in a place called Newman. Now, Newman is famous for its mining. It's a mining town in the middle of nowhere. So, Australia is a huge place where the majority of the population is centred around the big cities. Well, Newman would be, well, if I get the numbers wrong, please forgive me, 10 hours drive, maybe 12 hours drive from a capital city, and basically in the middle of the desert. And there's water there for sure. Wow, this is really hard. It's almost impossible to get on. Anyway, Newman itself, he showed me pictures, and even though it's the middle of a desert, there's all water around. Anyway, he's moving back to Tasmania, which is a small little island state. I'm going to say very much like England as far as the weather. Man, this is a pain. Now, this clip is the worst clip I have ever had to put on. And why is it the worst? I'm going to show you why it's so hard to get on. See the little holes? See how tiny those holes are? They're so tiny, I can't even get them around the cables. It's like, I'll try one more time and then I'm going to give up. But these little cable clamps are meant to make your life easy. Yeah, right. Now the other way I'd go about fitting these drop-away rests to a bow is I physically tie the string onto the cable, which is my preferred method. I'm going to say it's not as easy to do as this, but heck, this hasn't been easy so far. I got it. Okay, cool. So I finally got a little clamp onto the string, which wasn't particularly easy. Now the key to fitting a drop-away arrow rest, and the Lockfire will be exactly the same, so I'm not even bothering to read their thing. Now what's interesting with Lockfire, when you've cocked the rest, and I'll try and get close to the camera, like with the Truglo, when you lock it, it's almost straight upright. With this it's not, it's at an angle. Now, when you get it under tension, you can see how much movement it's got. Hardly any. So it's going to move there to there. So with this, when I set this draw length, I've got to get it pretty good. And you wanted to hit that full adjustment at basically peak. Now, when I set that little clamp, I try and have it a little bit loose, so as I draw it back, it can move. So I'm just going to try and reduce the tension a little bit. There. And I can actually now just pull this cable with my hand. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab now this is a draw track device. Now if I was going to do it with a release aid, and I should still put an arrow in it, because let's say the D loop fails and something goes wrong. If I had a knock, it would be helpful. I shoot lots of knocks off. If something was to fail, you don't want to blow up your bow, right? So if the D loop was to fail, you basically don't want your bow to blow up. So I always suggest having an arrow in. Don't point it at someone. So we're just going to put this arrow rest on. Sorry, the release aid on. This is just a draw check release aid. Now you can do this with your fingers, but if you twist your fingers as you're drawing this back, you're going to derail the bow, right? And most derails I see are people basically pulling it back with their fingers and they twitch, because you've got 90% let off and you twitch and you're breaking your bow. So I'm just going to draw it back slowly. Hopefully you can see. Right now the string's already under tension, just part way through the cycle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that up quite a bit. See how slack that string is now? So as I'm drawing this back, I'm just watching that string. Now it's under tension again, and I haven't even hit. Now, some questions. Can you shoot drop aways for target? Absolutely. If you shouldn't, most people for target archery will shoot a blade rest. It's what most people shoot. But if you're having trouble getting your arrow to stay on a blade rest, then shoot a drop away. In windy conditions, drop aways are good. You can see I've got full tension and I've still got miles to go. So we're just moving this up a bit. And I've still got further to go. So now the cord is that much. Originally, back in the day, I didn't fit QAD ARS for people because I figured they needed to learn to do it if they wanted to fit it. And it does take a little bit of time. Right. So now the string wasn't tight enough, so I'm just going to move that down just a smidge. I'm going to move it down to there. Perfect. Right, so now I lock this off. Now if you change your draw length on the bow, you've got to change your drop away arrow rest. I mean, I've got a drop away arrow rest on my full throttle, and I was doing a video and I changed my draw length and I didn't realize I did. I couldn't have been full throttle. Must have been the decree I had. I changed my draw length and I forgot to change my drop away arrow rest. And basically, because I didn't change it, it wasn't dropping away quick enough. So I was getting a lot of arrow contact. So all I did was just change that setting with a Phillips head screwdriver, and I was in business. Now, when I'm setting this up, I check left and right. I've got to move the arrow rest a little bit to that side, which is simple. There's a little screw there, a little stainless steel one. Now with these arrow rests, I've had these in stock for maybe 3 months, and I haven't sold a single one. Because when people look at them, they go, oh, I don't know anything about it. I don't know anyone who shoots one. Now Truglo as a company is a good company. Their products are pretty good. I generally don't have too many problems with them. T-Square. I mean, is it as good as a QAD? I can't tell you because these things haven't been around long enough. Actually, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go and shoot this. Pretty happy with it being 90 degrees. Let's go and shoot it. Let's see if this thing drops away. Let's see if it works. Let's see the sort of speed we get with this compared to whisker biscuit, and we'll see if that customer was correct saying that the drop aways are much quicker than a whisker biscuit. So let's go and try it. Okay, so this is my first shot with the Lockfire RS, so we'll see how it shoots and we'll see what sort of speeds we get. Oh, now to finish my story with the customer from Newman, way up in Western Australia in the country. So he's got a full throttle. He's got a few bows. He tried this and he said, you know what? He said it feels like a full throttle to draw. He said it's a little bit easier, but it feels like full throttle. He said I much prefer the Evolve 35. He said that's the bow I'll get next. And that's the thing, different people like different bows, and that's why it's always good to try them out. And you know, people go, what do you think of this? And I was like, I think it's cool. I think it's a cool bow. I like the Evolve, I like the Carbon Air. There's heaps of good bows, and you just got to go, which bow are you looking for? So let's see how this bow shoots. .325. Now the rest dropped away. Appears to be no contact. There's no contact with the blades here at all. I'm hoping you see that. Now to load the rest again, we just press this little button down. So does it worry me that this rest is plastic? I don't know. I really don't. There's so much plastic today, like on bows that they use. It's, you know, people say it's indestructible. I don't know what's inside. Now here there's a bearing system inside the rest here, you can see on the side. So the arms actually held on both sides by bearings. So the outer casing's plastic, but the actual the system itself it's running on is metal with bearings. It's not a bad system. $120 versus $185. That one doesn't count. That one read 104, so I didn't read correctly. Oh, now with the QAD you can actually get it just to activate on the as a drop away, and with this it does the same thing. So you can get this to activate as a drop away. I'm not sure I would, but you can if you don't want to cock it in place every time. $323. So to sum that up, same speed as a whisker biscuit. That's what I thought would happen. So whisker biscuit we got 326 to 323. With the drop away we got 325, 323. So to me it's the same speed. So what advantage are you getting with a drop away arrow rest? You've got complete vane clearance. The whisker biscuit RRS will wear out over time as far as the blades, and you'll have to put a new insert in. They do last a long time. Now I'm always interested in, I read literature about archery. They did testing of a whisker biscuit versus a drop away. Now the theory of a whisker biscuit was the whisker biscuit actually holds the arrow for the entire time it's in the bow, and with the drop away arrow rest it drops away within a couple of seconds. So if you were to drop your arm, the drop away rest should be more accurate. In tests they did, they basically found the accuracy was almost identical between a whisker biscuit and a drop away arrow rest. I mean, it was so similar, it was almost negligible. Now on that point, you know, you've got to say, what do the engineers do? What do the owners of companies do? Now the owner of PSE, when I looked at his bows when I was at the PSE factory, he's got whisker biscuits, he's got drop away arrow rests, he's got blade rests on his target bow. The owner, the sales rep who sells me stuff, he shoots a whisker biscuit. I shoot whisker biscuits, I shoot drop aways. You know, we all shoot a little bit of everything. So if someone says one's better than the other, or blades are better than this, there's advantages of both. You know, whisker biscuit is really simple rest, it's cheap. This thing is cool, it locks in place, simple. It holds the arrow rest up. Price point's not bad, $120. It's easy to set up. That probably took me, the clamp took a little bit of time as you saw to bolt on, but it was pretty good. Overall the rest, how would I rate it? I think it probably looks a little bit cheap, but it kind of works. Kind of works. When I say it kind of works, like it does what it needs to do, and I'm relatively happy with it. Price point, I think it's pretty good. So overall, I think it's not a bad little product. Whether you go for the QAD over the Truglo, that's up to you. And by all means, you know, read more reports on this rest and see what you think. But the setup's easy to shoot, it worked. This is the fastest bow. There's no marks on the rest. So it's clearly dropping away in time. So to me, it does everything it needs to do. The price point's not bad. So I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. This is the PSE Xpedite, which we've just tried with the Truglo Lockfire, which works pretty good. So, and the more you shoot, the better you'll shoot. That's the basic way it works. And even all the gear in the world, you know, won't help you if you don't shoot and you don't practice. So, and I often say that. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.